Steelers Nation, there's something different going on in Pittsburgh, and the recent moves are getting people talking. After a thrilling win over the Bengals, an unexpected decision on defense is getting attention, while on offense, a big name faces an uncertain future. Leave a like and let's watch the video. The Steelers might have just unlocked a secret weapon in their secondary, folks. After pulling out a wild 44-38 win against the Bengals in Week 13, Pittsburgh is shifting focus to their upcoming clash with the Browns. Sure, giving up 38 points isn't ideal, but when the chips were down, the defense came through big time, forcing 3 clutch turnovers to seal the deal. And one unexpected factor in their success? Veteran corner Cam Sutton stepping into a bigger role. During his Tuesday presser, Mike Tomlin shed some light on why Sutton saw so much action over Beanie Bishop. While Bishop's had a solid season, Tomlin explained that the matchup against Joe Burrow and the Bengals' offense called for Sutton's experience and savvy. Facing one of the NFL's sharpest quarterbacks, the Steelers wanted a veteran presence to counter the complexity of Cincinnati's schemes and ensure smooth communication in the secondary. Tomlin made it clear, though, that Bishop isn't taking a back seat. Both he and Sutton are valuable assets in the slot corner position, and the coaching staff plans to rotate them depending on the opponent and game plan. There are things Beanie does better than Sutton, Tomlin said, emphasizing the flexibility of having 2 starting caliber options. It's awesome to have capable guys we can lean on, dividing the labor to put ourselves in the best spot to win. Credit to GM Omar Khan, who's been working the chessboard this season to bolster Pittsburgh's depth. Sutton's off-season signing raised eyebrows, especially with questions about Bishop's readiness, but it's proving to be a genius move. After a rocky start, Bishop has settled in, racking up 6 passes defended and 3 interceptions. Now, with 2 versatile slot corners, the Steelers can throw a little extra confusion at opposing offenses. Who's covering the slot on this drive? Good luck figuring that out. Tomlin, the master of stacking small wins, now has another card to play each week. Having interchangeable pieces like Sutton and Bishop isn't just a luxury, it's a strategic edge, especially as the team builds its lead in the ultra-competitive AFC North. And this depth isn't limited to the secondary. Khan's savvy moves, grabbing Preston Smith at the trade deadline and rolling with a rock-solid linebacker trio, have built a defense built to withstand injuries and stay competitive deep into the season. This is a far cry from the Steelers teams of the past that faltered in January when the roster got thin. As Pittsburgh eyes a playoff berth and an outside shot at the AFC's top seed, their defensive depth could be the difference maker. Sutton and Bishop's strong play, combined with a stacked supporting cast, might just keep this team charging through the postseason. What do you think of Tomlin's defensive pick? Let us know in the comments. And if you found this interesting, just wait until you hear what's going on with one of the offense's biggest stars. Naji Harris's time in Pittsburgh has been nothing short of a workhorse saga. Now in his 4th season, the dude is on track to eclipse 1,000 rushing yards for the 4th straight year, a rare and impressive feat in today's NFL. Through it all, Harris has been an Iron Man, never missing a game despite running behind a shaky offensive line and taking a pounding week after week. Yet, the Steelers shocked fans and analysts alike by declining his 5th-year option heading into 2024, setting up a fascinating offseason showdown. So, why pass on the option for a guy who's been the definition of reliability? The Steelers essentially decided to bet on flexibility, letting Harris play out the final year of his rookie deal before making a long-term commitment. And Harris, he's let his play do the talking. With nearly 1,200 rushing yards in sight, what would be a career high, Harris has only boosted his stock. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler even noted that no other active back has managed 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons to start a career. That's elite company. Sure, Harris isn't a burner in the open field, but he's a tone setter who controls the game's rhythm. His style is built for grinding out tough yards and wearing defenses down. That's exactly what's keeping him in the conversation as one of the league's top backs this year. But let's not forget Jaylen Warren, Pittsburgh's hidden gem. While injuries have slowed him in 2024, Warren has shown flashes of brilliance since landing in the Steel City. With his shifty, explosive style, he's a perfect complement to Harris's bruising approach. And the best part? As a restricted free agent, Warren is much easier to retain than Harris, which gives Pittsburgh a lot of leverage in shaping their backfield for the future. The big question is whether the Steelers will try to bring both backs back. ESPN insiders Fowler and Dan Graziano think it's a smart play. The Harris-Warren combo has been the backbone of the offense, and keeping them together could maintain stability for years. The challenge, as always, comes down to dollars and cents. Running back contracts have been a tricky puzzle lately, but examples like James Conner, 2 years, $19 million, and Chuba Hubbard, 4 years, $33.2 million, suggest Harris could command a similar payday. Ironically, if the Steelers had just picked up his fifth-year option, they'd have locked him in for 2025 at $6.79 million, a bargain compared to what they might now have to shell out. Of course, there's the elephant in the room, Harris's insane workload. With over 1,000 career carries already, the Steelers have leaned on him harder than most teams would dare with a young back. History hasn't been kind to players who've endured this kind of punishment early in their careers, and Pittsburgh's front office knows it. That heavy mileage could make them hesitant to hand over a long-term deal, no matter how much Harris has earned it. For now, everything hinges on what happens after the season. The Steelers won't negotiate mid-year. It's just not their style. So Harris's future remains one of the juiciest off-season storylines to watch. Will they pay up and keep their workhorse? Or will they let him test the waters of free agency, potentially breaking up one of the league's most dynamic backfield duos? One thing's for sure, Harris is making it hard for them to let him walk. The Steelers are leaving fans on edge. Between strategic adjustments and tough decisions about big names, we can only hope that the team stays on the right track. Don't hesitate and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any news about your favorite team.